one of our childcare directors here at the YMCA as well.
Okay, hi. All right, so go ahead and first tell me about the after school program at Holyoke YMCA.
So we run after school program here in Holyoke and in South Hadley as well. Here in Holyoke, we serve all of Holyoke public schools. We have kids from Mater Della Rosa and Holyoke Community Charter School. South Hadley, we have remote sites at Plains, Mosier, and Michael Lee Smith. So it's all school age, anywhere between 5 and 13. Our program runs from dismissal of school till 5:30. Yeah.
Okay, and then what would you say is the program's initiative?
So we have, I'm just gonna share our mission is like to provide appropriate activities that strengthen the families and develop the whole child social, physically, and academically. So that's our core. So we have our core values, which is caring, honesty, respect, and responsibility. So everything we do, we base it off that. So if you were to strip down the YMCA to its core, that's what the YMCA is. And that's how we run our after school, our childcare, whether it's our summer programming, after school swim lessons. That's how we run it with our core values.
Okay, and then how would you say the program has like grown over the years?
So I've been here since 2003. So I've seen the growth, and it's always about enhancing what we already do. So, and that's like the partnership with the schools. So how do we help the kids academically? So of course it's the partnership with the schools, but we brought in a literacy specialist, Jenny McGivern. She's got years and years and years of experience working in the Holyoke public schools, and she runs our literacy program. So that enhances the academic part. And then it's like the relationship buildings. How do we create these relationships with that the kids can take long life relationships? So it starts with our staff. They build a relationship. They teach the kids about trust, and then in turns it turns in the relationship with peers, and hopefully we can enhance that relationship where they can take that further. So we just enhance what we already do. It's also bringing in the community. So we have like great partnerships with the Holyoke Public Schools, with the Mayor Garcia, Superintendent Anthony Soto. How do we partner with the community to enhance our program and just bridging that gap? So I think that's what helps our program be successful.
So the literacy program you mentioned, is that part of the after school program as well?
Yeah, so we have that. The kids rotate. The kids rotate in groups. They do different activities with literacy based. Miss Jenny McGivern is phenomenal. They do activities like arts and craft activities that they don't think it's literacy, and they just have a blast. So I'm just gonna share one of the activities. So they just cut pictures out of magazines, or they drew their own pictures, and then they just had to make up a story, what they think the pictures showing and saying. So that was like, to me, was one of the most amazing activities, because it was just brought that creative side. You were cutting pictures out, and it's just, that's how. And so our age groups rotate twice a week through the literacy program.
So programs like that one you just mentioned, and other activities and everything else that goes on basically during the after school hours, how do you think that's going to improve students' academic outcome?
Academically, so it's I think the most important thing is teaching them that failure is okay. It's how you bounce back from it. What are the efforts you're making to improve? So those are, to me, that's the most important thing, that we can learn from our failures, our mistakes. So I think that academically is the most important part that we try to teach the children.
So Okay, so when students go to school, they have all this other stuff, you know, they're learning
Yep.
at the same time. So how do you think like after school programs are gonna add to that, like add to their knowledge?
So I think we of course we help with homework and our literacy program, but I just think it's more the social aspect of it, because I think it's important building building the relationships, trusting other people, and I think in turn when they go to school they can trust their teachers, the people who work at the schools, to trust that they're doing what's best for them. And then because as you know, as adults, we know trust is one of the most important things. If you trust somebody, you're willing to go the extra mile for them. So I think the social part that we built here is extremely important, because then they can take it
It
to
looks like
different aspects of their life.
it looks like you froze for a second.
Do you need me to repeat?
No, actually, you know what? Go ahead and repeat your last statement one more time.
Yeah, so it's all again, it's about the social, building that social aspect, building that, teaching them to trust, because I think if they can learn to trust, that'll go back to school and they could trust their teachers, the people in their school, and I think they'll trust them to learn better.
So it's kind of like build-in life skills, pretty much.
Yeah, of course. Yep.
Okay. Also too, let's see. How do you think the after-school program also benefits like those that are autistic?
So as a father of an autistic child, I think it's a partnership. You gotta build that partnership, not only with the parents, the school, with ourselves, and it's creating that routine where they can that's the structure where everybody's doing the same thing, understanding the benefits of that routine and that structure, but also providing them a space where they can socialize, try new things, but also pull themselves away when they need that safe space. So I learned that with my son, and it's just little things that we can implement here, and it's trying new things, because we also understand not everything is going to work, because all the children are individuals. So it's willing to try trial and error, and making sure we're providing the best possible program, not only for the groups, but for the individuals. So I think that's important. The partnership with the families, the schools, and making sure we're all on the same page to enhance and just create this enriching program for the children.
And then why would you recommend this program to parents?
So do you want me to be biased because I work here? No, it's no, we just we have a phenomenal community here. And it's not just our after school program. Is the YMCA in general. Like, we are a great community. We offer, so when I say community, if you're a part of the after school program, you're a part of YMCA. So you're part of the aquatics department, you're a part of the health and wellness, you're part of the membership team. So when you're part, again, like I said, when you're part of the after school program, you're part of the YMCA. And we have a phenomenal team, and we offer like the swim lessons for the kids if they're part of the after school, like especially like in summer camp. We offer kids swim lessons during the day. It's just when you're part of the after school, you're part of the whole YMCA family. And our team is just phenomenal.
Okay, so two things. So are the activities basically like a mix? Like, so you're learning like educational topics and stuff like that, but you're also having fun, pretty much.
Yes, so we STEM is a big part of our program. We do the helping with homework, but we also like those large motor activities, introducing them to new games. Like growing up in Holyoke, we played basketball, baseball, soccer, volleyball. But we want to introduce these kids to things that they normally wouldn't do. So we have a curriculum called Catch, and it's different gym games that we incorporate. This is the man right here who does the Catch training. So if you have any questions about Catch, he's the man. But these are the activities we include in our program. We have an enriching art program that we take art and take it to a whole nother level. So we introduced that towards the end of last school year and brought it back this year, and the kids love it because it's not your typical coloring sheets. It's different arts, watercolor arts, acrylic art, just it's a variety. And so we just do a little bit of everything.
Okay. Does he want to speak on the other activity you were mentioning?
Yeah, sure. So catch training is the main practice of it is to engage large groups in large motor activities and have that physical side really brought out from the kiddos. So the point is they're going to school, they need a place to really let off that steam, get that social component, and also have a little competitive to it as well. But really just get them moving, get that heart pumping, and get them active. As you know, our why is really based on healthy living and healthy nutrition. So we do put in those components into our everyday lessons. When we do our snacks for after school, we go the healthy route, of course, and we explain why and share nutrition facts for our cooking activities as well. And this goes with our gym games as well. We let them know like the importance of being active and all these things that we can teach them that they can not just do here at the Y with us, but also bring it home to their friends, to their neighborhoods, to their family, like all these fun games, whether they do it in their rooms or classrooms, playground, or in the gym. There's always something to take here from the Y.
All right, I love that. Could I also get your name one more time? I'm sorry.
Kenneth Rivera.
How do you spell it out? Like, can you actually say it for me? Like, spell it out and everything.
No problem. It's Kenneth Rivera, Kenneth Rivera, Rivera.
Okay, and then your role one more time.
Coordinators for team programming, but also school age as well.
Okay, awesome. And then I'm gonna go ahead and talk about staffing too. How is the staffing looking like right now? Are you guys kind of filled with staffing? How's that look?
So of course, in this day and age, COVID, post-COVID, everybody's struggling with staffing, but it's been amazing. This year we stopped hiring because we have all the staff we need. We've hired, we are a part of, we understand that we're usually the kids' first job. So that to me is also important because we want to teach our staff these tools that they can take with them in the future. So right now we have 25 staff together with our Holyoke and South Hadley. We have I can't speak highly enough for our staff. Like they're awesome. They're in the forefront of everything that we do.
I would love if I could piggyback off that. One amazing thing about our staff is at least half or more of them have come from the program itself. So these are kiddos that have been a part of after school in the past, have grown and been involved even through their teen years as volunteers, and from then when they became of age, on their own came up to us and asking for employment and how to get involved with the Y and how to still be a part of it, even though having aged out. And that's how we have our staff that are in high school or in college, and they still want to be a part of this team, and that like brings us so much joy. It feels like we're helping them grow, and the skills that they have here are actually benefiting them outside of this building. And it's great to see they love here. They love to share what they gain themselves into the program, and you notice that in how they interact with the kiddos, and it's really amazing.
So to use Kenny's answer, back to why would we recommend the YMCA to families and the community? So when kids get signed up for the after school program, most of the time is their parents need childcare. But we know we know that we're doing a great job when these kids are turning around and when they're of age, they come back to work with us because I feel like we made such an impact that they're voluntarily coming back. So that was just to, so we become a community for everybody.
Okay, so everyone really has like this passion for it, that they want to stay for like long term. Is this program too like affordable to parents? Like, is there a fee or is it?
Yeah, so we definitely have a fee. We offer financial assistance to all if they meet the requirements. So we accept vouchers from any organization. So yeah, so we basically run our program when it comes to the fees, like your Boys and Girls Clubs, the other YMCAs and whatnot.
So there's 2 locations you said for the after school program, one in Holyoke and one in South Hadley. Are both like pretty much the same, or do you have different platforms for each? Like, how do they operate? Or like,
so so we have our main site here in the Holyoke YMCA, and then we have 3 remote sites at the schools, Plains, Mosier, and Michael E. Smith. And the only difference is the building. We plan it the same way. We provide the same programming. We provide the same activities. We like to change up staff, so sometimes they see different staff, just because I think that's important as well. So the only difference is the building. Other than that, we're running the same exact program for every single child that attends our after school program.
how are the staff trained to make sure students are gaining what they need?
So we are part of our we have Redwood trainings, we have EEC trainings, we have monthly trainings for our staff. All staff are required to have CPR, first aid, and AED. But we're constantly evolving when it comes to training, different trainings. Any trainings that we see, we're like, oh wow, that could be beneficial. We just it's all about enhancing what we do. So,
do you have any future goals too for this program down the road?
The continued growth and the gap, continue bridging the gap with our community, becoming that unity, like to continue to bring the outside into our program, whether it's our local leaders, our state leaders, because we had Senator John Vilas here one time, local business owners, just bringing the community in to see the greatness that we do, and them becoming a part of this community and building that way. I think it's like bringing the community in.
Okay, so bringing the community closer.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm taking notes too at the same time.
No, of course.
Okay. Also, that pretty much I think completes our interview. Would you have anything else to add that we may have not already mentioned, or?
So we have a phenomenal, this man right here runs a phenomenal leaders group. It's basically what happens after school. Like it's you run it from 13 to 15-year-olds. Once they age out, we have a phenomenal program that he runs. He can share a little bit more on it.
Yeah, so we are like many Ys across the nation. They develop programs for teens, mostly called Leaders Club and Achievers Club. These are the purpose to really get involved, that age gap that we're kind of like missing in our community when it comes to aging out at an after school program, which is 13, and still being too young to work, which is 16 in Massachusetts. So that age gap between 13, 14, 15, how do we still keep them engaged? How do we still keep them involved? How do we still keep that socializing component in a safe environment where they can still gain knowledge and skills that they can use outside of here? So our program is based about the social component, relationship building, but also community involvement. So that age group meets here once a week on Thursdays from 6 to 8. And like I said, we're based on relationship building and social component, but we do base our times and set goals for our teens is how we're going to involve, how can we give to the Y? And if we have projects in the Y, help setting up and paint our after school area for our kiddos. How do we outreach outside of the Y, being involved in back to school events and also open houses and being the face of the Y and sharing what they gain here or what they do here, their experience with other kiddos in our community to kind of open those doors and give them that sense of ownership of their program because it is their program and honestly give them that confidence they need to really bring themselves out into the community and be more involved.
Because they're the professionals. We're here, but they're the professionals. They know what this program should be. So I think we're fully, yes, this is a school age program, but we're fully invested in the whole process. We have a preschool, then we have our after school, then we have our leaders club, and then hopefully after leaders club, they join us in employment. So we want to see this whole thing through. So we want to offer every step of the way, and hopefully they continue to be a part of this community. So I think that's the.
So you would say another goal then. That's pretty much another goal for you.
Yeah. So we're fully committed to see the whole process from infant to young adults or even adults.
All right. Well, okay. Thank you two for so much for joining me